A little bit about the concept of a spot, why it's so important, why it makes your workouts more effective, how to do it. So with a spot, you can get something that is different than an absolute 0 or 100% of a rep. If you're alone and you're benching and you get 95% of the rep, well, it's going to come back down on you, right? So it'd be nice to have a spot that could do the other 5%. What's up, you guys? Thanks for hopping on. So say one workout, you're barely getting up and the spot's helping you get it up, and we'll talk about how in a second. And then you go to come back down. If you were alone, it'd be sitting on your chest, but you can get 10% even of the rep. They do the other 90%, just keeping the bar moving. Keywords, just keeping the bar moving. If you are spotting somebody, you don't just grab the bar and pull it up. Someone did that to me the other day. I was just like, oh, thanks, I'll see you later. Even try to explain it. And it's also annoying if somebody just looks at it and doesn't touch the bar, unless it fall on you, right? So it could be with any weight. You could be with 135 on the bench, and we're just using that as an example. It's a common one where you get a spot or you're doing a shoulder press. And if you want to get 21 reps instead of 20, well, maybe the spot can help you do so, right? And so you can get more out of your workouts when you have a spot. Not to mention competitive fitness is some of the best fitness, and if you're working out with someone, you guys are constantly pushing each other, that's a great thing as well, obviously. When you spot someone, like we said, you keep the bar moving. You just keep your fingers under it and keep it moving. What if you are spotting someone that's with a flat barbell, right? So let's say on a bench. Now say they have dumbbells. This is really important. Now if you're spotting someone that is going for a really heavy weight, or maybe they're a novice lifter, just getting into the swing of things, when you're spotting them, the most control you can have is at the level of the wrist, right? So you want to kind of shadow around the wrists, guiding them. You're not grabbing their wrist and moving their arm, right? Only if you absolutely had to, if they got to that degree of failure. But you keep kind of a ring around the wrist. And what's good about that? Well, it affects multiple planes, right? They can't go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. With dumbbells, it's a lot more can happen than with a barbell, but also you're not locked into a range of motion, so they are also safer in that way, where you can just get out of it and drop them, right? Whereas the bar, you'd be stuck in a certain range of motion, right? You can't just drop that. So if someone is, an avid lifter and they have pretty good control of it, you can spot them by the elbows, right? So you can just guide the elbows. They need a little more push. You just keep them moving. Even if they're moving this slow, they are moving. That is the key. It's a sudden stop and start, the sudden jerk. That's where people get hurt in a workout. It's the ascent or the descent of the workout. It's when you're picking the dumbbells up off the rack, and when you're putting them back on, you're not paying attention, it's awkward, and then you strain your QL just like that, right? So the same thing goes for in the middle of a lift. If somebody's going to jerk, if they stop, how do they have to get it going again? Well, now they need some momentum, right? So when you start twisting and jerking and you don't have control of the weight, that's when you get hurt, right? You never sacrifice form for a rep to that degree where you're not controlling the weight. So that's what we got for you guys today. A little something about a spot, how to do it, why it's important, and why you should probably have a gym partner. Happy birthday, Dominic Schultz. Happy birthday, man. I hope you had an awesome day today. You were a beast on the rugby field. Yeah, I think you were a running back, right? In football, I think, before we played rugby at Palmer. And it showed, man. You were just, it was a pleasure playing with you. It was always fun knocking some heads around together. And, you're at Back in Action Chiropractic, I believe. Check them out. Back in Action. I'm not sure exactly where you're located, but I'm sure if you put that in Instagram, he'll come up. And he's a great chiro, so a great guy to see. Great friend. Hope you had a great day. Happy birthday, Dominic Schultz, forever your day in the book of Wend Wellness. Let's see who we got on here. Say what's up and say peace. Sam Jones. Todd Rogg. It's me, bitches. What's up? RJ Dewey. Michael Say. Leave Tim alone. Leave Tim alone. Poor Tim, man. Just leave the guy alone already. Always sleepy. Meg, what's up? Brandon, what's up? It's Kamal. Justin J. Costa. What's happening, you guys? Lexus Way. Surgery. Os Patrick. Avala Chava. We will definitely be seeing you guys. Could you make me puke with stomach punches? Could I? I don't know. I don't know if we should even find out. That's an interesting thought, though. Maybe. It depends who you are, how strong your abs are. You do abs with weight frequently, then it may be tough. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks a lot, and happy wellness. We'll definitely be seeing you tomorrow, because we see you every day.